welcome back to our YouTube channel. Sound check, sound check, sound check. So hi family, welcome back to our channel. Delta Stock here. So today we are back with another story time. The last story time I did was, I think, 6-7 videos ago, if I should say that. So I'm back with another story time. Before that, I just want to say thank you so much for the subscriptions. Thank you so much for coming back to our returning subscribers. And for those that are joining us for the first time, welcome to the channel. Please feel at home, and also don't go away. Please remain here so that we grow the channel. Anyways, I don't want to waste time today because I need to do this story time as fast as I can because it's long overdue, I guess. The last footage that I did for this story time, I accidentally deleted it, so I'm redoing it for the second time. So I don't even know if it will be a fun story to tell again. But anyways, let's get into the story. But first, let's see what's on the words. So this happened many years ago. Not so many years ago, but it happened some time back. It's one of those things that one actually just wanted to erase out of their memories. I actually just never wanted to remember this story again, and I had to think really deep about it because I had forgotten some of the things about this story because that's how much I totally just wanted to forget about it. But obviously every story has a lesson, and I think this lesson for me would also help out a lot of women out there that are planning on doing a similar thing that I did, which I'm obviously going to tell you guys into this story. I just want to disclaim something. When I tell the story, I'm going to be referring to a friend of mine. Just so we know, this is not somebody that I only got to know within maybe 2 years or something. This is somebody that I literally grew up with, not really grew up with like from the same family or whatever, but it's somebody that I've known growing up until at the age where we were. So it's not somebody, it's not just that I just decided to go with somebody that I just met few days or few years ago. It's somebody that I know from some time. So yeah, that was basically the disclaimer before getting into the story right away. So anyways, this happened, as I said, years ago. I think at a time I was going through so much in my life. In fact, I was having a breakdown. I was having those breakdowns that we as human beings normally would have. And I think I've taken leave for like 3 weeks away from work. I was basically just home without anybody knowing that I wasn't going to work, except my colleagues. My friends didn't know that I wasn't going to work. My family didn't know that I was going to work. So I was basically just home. It was devastating for me, and I'm not really a person that opens up about issues that are happening to me in my life. I don't want to say I'm secretive, but I just do not know how to open up at all. So I try to deal with things on my own, and I think I was advised by a friend of mine that I was talking to at that current moment that maybe before anything you should just seek some help, some professional help. So I was going through therapy. I think I did therapy like for a week during that time, and I was just going from home to go to therapy, come back, and I don't think the therapy was helping much because I wasn't opening up as much as I should have opened up. So, and then I was talking to this friend of mine. So this friend of mine was basically, it's a guy friend. We went to the same primary school, but we lost touch. We went in the same class, whatever, but we went to the same primary school. So after primary, we all went to different high schools, but we reconnected somewhere in the years. And we used to talk here and there. And then I remember when we were in grade 10, he failed grade 10, but he didn't go back to school because he's one of those boys that were raised or grew up in a very wealthy family. So his father was a businessman, and after that he just joined the family business, and his dad passed on after some years, and he just took over the family business and was running with it, and he was doing very well. And I think after some time after that, that was now when I was in varsity, he was doing well in his father's business or whatever business that he was doing. But before we get there, let's give friend a name. what am I going to call him? Let me call him Mufasa. So I was talking to Mufasa and I was telling him about what was going on, and literally he was the only person that I was talking to because he wasn't in Namibia at that time. I think he was elsewhere in the world. Wherever he was, I really didn't know and I really didn't care at the time. And I would basically talk to him almost each and every day. So as time went by and I was still on leave, I think I had 2 weeks more remaining. So I decided, I was telling him like, no, I just wanted to take a breather. So I was thinking of actually going to Joburg just for a breather, like just to get out of this town and just to go get fresh air elsewhere. And he asked who I was going with, and obviously I wasn't going with anybody because nobody understood what I was going through and nobody understood my story at the time. So I told him, no, I'm just gonna come alone. He was asking me, so where are you coming to stay? And I told him, no, I was actually planning on booking with Airbnb, right? I hope we are following. So initially the plan was for me to stay in Joburg for like 3 nights. Yeah, 3 nights, because I was planning on going Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and come back Sunday. And then as we were speaking, Mufasa was telling me, no, if you have nothing to do, then the following week, you can always stay 2 more nights. He told me that he had credit with one of the star hotels in Sandton City in Joburg. So I was telling him, in fact, he was telling me that instead of you booking an Airbnb, you can just book your flight and then you can come stay in this hotel where I have credit. I don't mind, I won't be. In fact, he told me that he was only coming to Joburg on the Friday because I was leaving the Thursday. He told me that he was coming back on the Thursday because he was, at the time, he was in Thailand. Okay, he was in Thailand at the time and he was only coming to Joburg like the Friday. So it's like, no, you can always book because I'm gonna leave Joburg on Friday, and you can book like, because he said he had 8 nights at the hotel. So he was like, no, you can book like maybe until Tuesday or something, then you can return back on Tuesday because I'm flying out the Thursday. So it's like, no, it's fine, I can help you with the bookings and everything. But before that, he sent me the credit note for the hotel, and he also did the bookings for me, and then he sent me everything that was booked under my name. He also booked me an Uber from the airport to Sandton. Okay, hope you follow. So Thursday, I booked one of these shuttles from Windhoek to Hosea Kutako International Airport, and then I left. I know I left with an early flight, and I arrived in Joburg, I think around 11-12 if I'm not mistaken, and then the Uber took me to Sandton. Oh, it's such a beautiful city, such a beautiful city. So we got to Sandton, and then he took me straight to the hotel. To the hotel. Such a beautiful place, luxury, and I remember going to my room. I checked in, then I went to my room, then I took a shower, and then I think he called and I told him, no, I just arrived there. I just checked into the hotel, it's so beautiful, and we were speaking, you know. And then he told me that he's coming with the earliest flight from Thailand, but then he's only going to arrive, sometime. Yeah, he's going to arrive sometime. And he told me after he arrives, he's gonna be having meetings. So obviously I wasn't gonna see him that day or whatever. I was like, okay, cool, no problem. So I checked in, I took my shower, and then I decided just to go down the pool, just to go relax a little bit. I found such a beautiful couple. I think it's a couple, if I remember very well. I think they said they were from Australia. It's an old lady and her husband. We sat at the pool, and then I was telling them about Namibia. They were telling me about their country, and then they said they wanted to visit Namibia sometime. We exchanged numbers. I think I stayed at the pool for like around an hour or so. Then I went back to my room, had dinner, and then I just went to sleep. So I had told my friends that were in Joburg at the time that I was coming to Joburg and I would love to see them. And then we had booked for activities the Saturday. Remember, I arrived on Thursday, so Friday I had time for myself to do whatever I wanted to do. I didn't really have much to do because I just wanted to spend time with myself and just think about situations that were going on and how in fact I was just reliving the moments that had happened that led me to where I was, but also I was trying to reflect on what am I going to do about the situation and just turning it around to better it from where it was. So I had only booked like a spa treatment that day. I didn't really want to do much. I just wanted to go to the mall and just go window shop and just check out the city. So that's what I did Friday. And then I remember around 4, Mufasa called. He called and then he said, you know, he has arrived and he wanted to see me. I was so excited, like I'm seeing my childhood friend, come on. So he came, we didn't do much, we just sat in the hotel lobby and then we were having a drink, we had dinner, and then he left. And then Saturday in this year, I told him that I have my appointments with my friends in Joburg and that they were coming to pick me up Saturday early morning, and then we do our activities through the day, and me and him were supposed to have dinner with some of his friends the Saturday. Right? Are we following? I hope so. I'm trying to cut this story so I make it as short as possible, short, sweet as possible. So Saturday came, my friends came from Joburg, they picked me up and we just toured around the towns, and I know we did a little bit of shopping, not too much. They just wanted to show me around, that's what we did. I think we were 3. Yeah, 3. And around 6, 7 they took, not 6, 7 but 5, 6 they took me because obviously I had dinner with these people. So got back to the hotel. It was a little bit messy, not messy, but it was a little bit hectic because I think there was a politician that was checking into the hotel and it was just chaotic. I think it took us like 30 minutes to get in just for it to clear. Oh my gosh, politicians are so extra. It took like 30 minutes to clear, only then we could get in. So anyways, I got in, I quickly showered and changed, and I told now from the first I was done and that he could come pick me up. Okay, he did so. We didn't really go far from where I was staying. We didn't really travel far at all. We didn't drive out of town. It wasn't far, that's all I can say. It's like maybe a 10-minute drive. So we got to this place. It's like one of those very, very, very exclusive places where they, normally would go. So it was like, I think they booked a table for 10 because I know we were more than 8, more than 8, but not more than 10. If I'm not mistaken, I know it was me and him and some other 3 ladies or 4 ladies, and then I think there were guys. But all of these people were South Africans and we were the only Namibians. And the thing is, we were having such a good time. We were having an amazing time. If I can say this, we had an amazing time. I had an amazing time with my friends in Joburg. I had an amazing time at that dinner. The conversations were going so well. Everything was going so well. And I remember we were gossiping these people in our mother tongue, because obviously both of us are Bambus. So whatever we wanted to laugh about, we always translate back to our language, So the night was going so well. The conversations were smooth. It was interesting. And Mufasa gets a call. He gets a call, then he says we should excuse him. It was a business call, he's gonna take it outside. So he did so. He went outside to take a call, right? He stayed there for less than 5 minutes. It was less than 5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes max. And then I always have my phone, like, I'm not antisocial, if I should say, but I always have my phone, like, it's always next to me. So while I was having conversations with these people, and he had obviously left, and then I see a WhatsApp comes in my phone. When I check the WhatsApp, it's from him. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe he's telling me that I should escape. Maybe he wasn't comfortable around these people, and he was telling me, no, just tell them you'll be right back, and then we disappear. Eh? Are we following? Then I opened the WhatsApp. When I opened the WhatsApp, surprisingly, it was a voice note. Guys, imagine we are at a loud table. There is no way in anybody's right state of mind would listen. In fact, you would listen probably, but you wouldn't hear what the other person was telling you. So I decided, oh, this is annoying, but I was also curious to find out what he was saying. So I told the guys, please excuse me, I'll be right back. So I quickly went, not really out, I just stepped a distance away. And then I downloaded the audio, and then I listened to it. I'm drinking water, by the way. I listened to the audio, and this is what the audio said, but I'll try to say it the way he said it. This is what Mufasa said. He said, hi brah, I arrived well in Joburg. I had a meeting with the guys. The package arrived well in Joburg, and it is beautiful. The package is beautiful. I hope our clients would be happy. No, in fact, he said, I know our clients will be happy to receive it. Then he said, we have a shipment coming from Nigeria. The shipment arrives on Tuesday. I'll be here to receive it, but I'm only leaving Joburg on Thursday. Are we clear? Did you guys hear that? Let me just tell you guys something. At a time, I was watching one of the South African series, and I know in this series, this is where they were trafficking women from one of these countries into South Africa, and they would refer to these women as packages. They would refer this woman as packages. And surprisingly, he used the same term to describe this package. I'm not saying he was doing the same thing. I am only telling you what he said in the audio. Don't judge me, ne? So, in my head, I was thinking, I arrived well in Joburg. Firstly, I arrived well in Joburg. Secondly, I am beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I am beautiful. Ne? So, was I overthinking the fact that I could be the package? Was I dumb enough not to think that I was the package? Let's think about it for a moment. Let's just take time and think about it. Guys, I panicked. I listened to the audio again, and it didn't change. It said the same thing. I don't know why I was hoping that it says something different, but it said the same thing. I quickly sent this audio to my other number because I had two phones at a time. So I quickly forwarded it to my other phone so that I can just go listen to it properly. Maybe I missed something. So I quickly forwarded it to my other phone. Guys, I wanted to piss myself. I was shivering, but I needed to keep my calm because firstly, I don't know what type of businesses. I know the few businesses that I used to do, but not everything, you know. Men don't really reveal the type of businesses they do and how they make their money, you know. But he didn't owe me that explanation either because he was just my friend. And I knew he was doing well. What he was doing, I really didn't know. Fine. I had to go back to the table. Guys, I was shivering. When I tell you I was shivering, I am telling you now, I was shivering. I was literally like this. I went back to the table and I had to keep my calm, but to do that I had to hold my hands in this position, and I kept doing that. Somebody's calling me. Just a moment. Check.
YouTube in upon.
Auntie man a pipe. Until recording about before I even missed where I was. Man, I'm almost done. I was saying I was shivering, and by that time he wasn't back to the table yet. And then I think after just few seconds of me sitting down, I saw him approaching the table. Yo guys, I was so scared. I was literally scared of this man. I know perhaps I had no reasons to be, but also maybe I had reasons to be. It could have been an innocent audio and an innocent call, and on the other 50%, this was probably God trying to reveal something to me. And guys, me, I trust my instincts. If you are a woman out there and you don't trust your instinct, I don't know what you are doing to yourself. Me, I trust my instincts very well, and at the time my instincts were not telling me anything good. So when he approached, I was like, yo Delta, you would need to be calm. Then I was doing this, so I was like, oh, I know it's like, yeah, no man, I was talking to these business partners of mine, and I was just giving them a piece of my mind because they failed to deliver something to me when I was in Thailand, and only now they are telling me that the things have arrived. That is not what the audio said. So he's lying. He is lying. In the audio, he was talking about a shipment. I don't know whether he was talking to two different people, but all I know, he did not mention anything about Thailand in that audio. He mentioned a beautiful package, which that package could be me, or maybe not. I was just like, you're lying. Okay, but obviously I didn't say that. Obviously I can't say that, but I was just like, you are lying. Right now you are lying. And then I'm like, oh, okay, it's hard working with people, you know. It's like, yeah, you know. I went and tell him, oh, audio where you this, I say it sarcastically. I was like, audio were you trying to tell me, or were you telling me we should escape or what? He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, you sent me an audio, what is it saying? He quickly panicked, like, oh my gosh. He quickly took his phone and he deleted the audio. No, that was not meant for you. You were not supposed to hear that. Well, I did. My God is a faithful God, and I did hear that. But I was like, Mos is very noisy here, and can take over. And how would I have listened to it anyways in this loud place? Guys, me, I heard that audio. But I was like, oh, okay, cool. And initially, my friends that I was with during the day, the activities that we had planned for that day, we couldn't execute them because there was no enough time. So we pushed some of the activities to Sunday. So we were supposed to do something on Sunday. Sunday, I was supposed to go join them in Joburg, and then they bring me back that Sunday, Komatango, later in the evening. Ne? So Mufasa tells me, no, from here, it was a group discussion, from here we are gonna go to what club or to what lounge, and then we're just gonna party the night away. We were like, oh, okay, cool. But I forgot to tell you guys that night, when we got to that place, I only drank 2 cocktails. Ne? I drank 2 cocktails and I was done for the night. So I started drinking water before the whole fiasco happened. So after that happened, I decided I want another cocktail because I had to pretend. I had to come up with a plan to pretend that I was drunk. So I told the waiter I want another cocktail, but this time make it stronger because I wanted to get in the vibe, apparently. So the waiter brought me another cocktail, and I drank it till it was halfway. So the plan was already to leave the place and go to the club. But after I had drank the cocktail halfway, I told the guys, oh guys, I'm so drunk. I'm very good at pretending. Guys, I'm so drunk. I think I should just go sleep. He was like, Delta, why should you go sleep? The night is just starting. I think that time it was around +1 to 2. I was like, guys. And one thing about me, when I get drunk, I get very emotional. So I was like, I get very emotional, and you don't want to chill with an emotional person, because I can cry literally with anything. I was still a crybaby. Like, I'm not too much of a crybaby, but I was always a crybaby growing up. It's like, no, I'll be such bad company. You guys can just go ahead. Then he was like, I know, it's fine. Then we can. If you are not going, then I'm not going either. So these people can just continue with the night. I can just drop you home. Guys, I know I got dropped home like around a few minutes to 3. Few minutes to 3, I was dropped at home. Guess what I did? Me. Guess. While you guess, I'll take a sip. Did you guess right? Yes, you did. I packed my bags. Remember, I was supposed to be in Joburg Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, come back Tuesday. That was Saturday night. Guys, I got to the hotel. I packed my bags. When I was done packing, I tried to change my ticket online quickly. I was hoping that I find a immediate flight tomorrow morning to Windhoek. Thank God I did. I changed my ticket from Tuesday to Sunday morning. I think I paid an extra of 700 or something. Guys, I paid and I got my ticket. I booked an Uber. Guys, that night I did not sleep. I could not sleep because I was just afraid these people might, or whoever might come in my room and do something or whatever. They might just traffic me, or I don't know. I stayed up all night. I think I tried to watch a movie, but I just couldn't concentrate because I was so scared. You're in a foreign country. It was my first time in Joburg. You have not told anybody, because normally when I travel, I'll always tell my mom back at home, and I'll also tell my grandmother, I know I'm traveling, even if it's just to the coast. But this time I did not tell anybody, not even my sister. Like, nobody knew that I had gone to Joburg, apart from Mufasa. The Uber came to pick me up early in the morning. Guys, I left Joburg. When I tell you I left. I arrived in Windhoek around 11:30, 12:30. I arrived. Now when I got to the airport, that's when my WhatsApps were coming through and my friends were trying to call me, because I had not told them anything. I had not told them anything, guys. Okay, that was the most hilarious part. They were calling. Obviously, they were trying to call before I left, but no answer, whatever. And then I think they were the first people that I tried to call upon arrival. But no, guys, I'm so sorry. There was an emergency at home. I had to get an early flight, and I also didn't want to text to call you guys so late in the evening. I wanted to send you guys a WhatsApp, but I just forgot. This is the first time my friends will hear this story, and I'm not going to apologize, because on that morning I was in badly. So I got to Windhoek. Okay? I got to Windhoek, and I listened to the audio again, guys. I had to listen to it again, and nothing had changed in that audio. I decided to block Mufasa. I blocked him. And I know perhaps he was trying to call, but he couldn't get through. I think the only social media where I forgot to block him was Instagram. So I remember after some time he tried to call me he inboxed me first on Instagram. I didn't respond, and then that's when I noticed I also didn't block him there, and I blocked him there. And then he tried to call me with a friend's number, and obviously I picked up. It's like, hi, it's Mufasa. Quick, hanged up, blocked that number. He tried to call me with 3 different numbers on 3 consecutive days. I blocked all those numbers. Fine. I think he stopped. I remember him texting me from a different number, and he was like, I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I've done anything wrong, on why you would live like that without saying a thing, and you haven't been taking my calls, not responding, and I see that you blocked me on all social media. It's so unfortunate that I can't reach you to find out what had happened. that number. Years went by, and then I think 3 years went by without hearing from him again. And yeah, 3 years. It was tough 3 years after that happened. And one of our mutual friends, it's a lady friend of ours, I remember her calling me once upon a time, and she'll be very shocked when she has to watch this, because she never knew that me and him reconnected at some point. And yeah, so I remember her calling me, and she's telling me, "Oh, do you remember our friend Mufasa?" And I'm like, no, my dear, apparently there was a group of guys that were detained in Brazil, and they were arrested for human trafficking, and he was part of this group. He was part, because she said it was apparently 2 Namibians, I think 4 South African guys, and 2 guys from Nigeria. They were arrested in Brazil for human trafficking. After hearing that, I broke down. I broke down not because I felt bad for him, but because I was grateful for what didn't happen to me. Because after that I was convinced that I was definitely the package. I don't know if he was capable of doing that to me as his friend, or perhaps it was just a coincidence and things worked out the way they did, or it was just God showing me a sign. But I broke down and I cried. I cried because I was fortunate enough to have left, and you might not be that fortunate. And I'm only telling this story because I was triggered to tell this story. Not really triggered. There was a story that I heard from a friend of mine about a lady that went to Zanzibar. I don't know if most of you have heard that story, but this lady was telling her story on Instagram, was it Facebook, that she went on a solo trip to Zanzibar, and she was almost raped in her hotel room. And she was just sharing her story on how we should be careful about going to foreign countries and about doing solo dates or solo trips. And I just felt it was also time for me to share this story with my fellow women out there. Sometimes you want to be adventurous, sometimes you don't want to plan things with people because people always disappoint us at the last minute. So let's just be careful out there when we do these things. Secondly, let's not be too trusting, because it would be your own people. It can be your own people that do the most to you, because in this life nobody owes you anything apart you yourself. So let's not be too trusting. I'm not telling you not to trust your people, please, that is entirely on you. I'm just saying, let's not be too trusting or that naive to do things with people without consulting our conscience or consulting our God or whoever you consult for validation when it comes to some of these things. Thirdly, one of the lessons that I've learned and I want to share with you guys is that try to tell one of your closest friends, if not your family, by all means, that you are traveling to a foreign country. Don't be like me. I know I was going through a tough phase in my life, and I just didn't want to talk about it to anybody, but that does not make it right for me to have traveled out of the country to a foreign country that I've never been before. Please try to tell, if you can. You should, not even if you can, you should be able to find comfort in telling somebody that you are traveling out of town and this is where you are going, this is where you are going to be staying. Imagine if anything would have happened to me. None of my family members would know apart from this guy. He would be the only person that knew where I was. Maybe that's why he was even asking, where am I going with? Where am I going to stay? Maybe that's the reason why he gave me this accommodation. And I was just too trusting because this is somebody that I thought I knew. Well, I hope this story touches somebody out there. If you are planning on doing the same thing, just really be careful. Take care of yourself. Try to do things on your own. Do not involve other people. Don't be too trusting. Notify your loved ones of where you are going. Try not to do solo trips. Try to avoid solo trips. Please avoid them at any cost. And yeah, I hope one of you or two of you have learned something. I just felt it was time for me to share it out there. It's one of the stories, or one of the experiences and memories that I just wanted to completely forget. But we are not vampires and we are not made to forget so easily. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like. And if you are new, please join the family. Let's educate one another. Let's talk about some of these issues so that we just educate our fellow women out there. Especially, don't be like me, because you might not be as lucky as I was. Don't be too trusting, because you might not have the means to act the way I did. So just be vigilant when you go out there. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.